Let's have a conversation.
What's up, y'all? Let's have a conversation. I'm not here to talk about Big Brother. I will be back to talk about Big Brother. I came back because I wanted to address something from earlier. I have a small but growing channel. Not everybody knows that I have another channel called Music and Mental Health. It has about 2,000 subscribers right now, maybe 2,100 subscribers, something like that. I created this channel for branding reasons, and I have built it from the ground up. I think I started the season around 40 subscribers. I've gained about 300, a little more than 300 subscribers. Hi, MC. I've gained about 300 subscribers. But the thing is, I'm aware that of those 300 subscribers, probably half of them are new. I'm so used to seeing the ones that I know that I don't think about the fact that the new ones might be there, but they're not commenting, or the new ones might be commenting for the first time, or I haven't seen them before, so they don't know the previous things that I have done and faced on this channel. So I want to apologize for not giving a better explanation in the heat of the moment. I do not apologize for my stance because sorry about that. It looks like it cut off. But if you're wondering what I'm talking about, what are we doing here? Okay. The reason I felt the need to come back on here and speak again, this is something that somebody tried to say to me last year on my other page. They were like, Mark does not like people having other opinions. Audio's coming in and out. Hmm. Yeah. So something that somebody said last year, Mark does not like other people having other opinions and he blocks them if they have other opinions. I was like, what? Because I had a channel where there was at least 100 people on my lives every night for like a month and a half. And many of those opinions were differing from mine. And the people that I can remember blocking, some of them called me the N word. Some of them said like things that were disrespectful to me. Um, some of them were really, really going hard trying to dominate the conversation to the point where it was disrupting the flow of everybody else that are trying to talk. Oh no, Edward, I appreciate that, and I appreciate that basketball rewind. But I'm not apologizing for the truth that I spoke. I have no apology for that because that's how I feel. It is what it is. I don't apologize for speaking my truths. What I was saying is that I apologize for not giving a thorough enough explanation, for not giving a thorough enough explanation for the people who are brand new as to why certain comments I don't have a tolerance for. When we talk about Big Brother, this is more of me actually laying out a ground rule, to tell you the truth, than it is about an apology. When we talk about Big Brother or any show that I talk about on here, Survivor, The Challenge, any show that I talk about on here, people will have different opinions. there's a show with 17 people on there at the start for this one, right? We got Sikh, we got white people, we have black people, we have men, we have women, we have people from LGBTQ plus. We have who else do we have? Did I miss anybody? We have an Australian lady on there. Um, we have a huge mixture, especially this season. We have a massive mixture, different backgrounds, different upbringings. We have an age range that starts at 21 and ends at 63. It would be some kind of miracle if, with this much diversity on this season, that myself, I could say something and everybody, all 130 something people that viewed that video agrees with it. That's impossible. Even if I had a group of 5 people that I was talking to, it's impossible that all 5 would agree with everything I said. And if my channel and whether people could speak on my channel was conditional on unanimous agreement, I would not have a channel. As a matter of fact, I feel like most channels thrive off of saying things and having a lot of people disagree with them, to be quite honest with you. I do know channels that are like, this is what I'm saying, and if you don't agree with this, let's mute and roast that person. I know channels like that. I've seen them. They say something, a blanket statement, and if everyone in the room, if somebody doesn't agree with that, they stick out like a sore thumb. They get singled out, they get clowned on, and they get blocked. I need all of you to know that that is never me. If we discuss whatever show it is, and I say, like, let's give an example. If I say, Cerie's the GOAT, Cerie's the best Big Brother player that has ever lived and has ever played this game, you could jump on there and say, wow, that's a crazy statement. Maybe crazy is not the best word to use, but whatever you want to say. That's not what I think. Uh, there's no way that she could be the best player ever because you're putting her over Dan Giesling, you're putting her over this person, that person. She's played a sloppy game, whatever, whatever, whatever. We can have those debates all day. But if you're like, for an example, you're just saying Cirie Fields is the best player of all time because you identify with her, because she's a black woman and your mom is black. So that's the reason why you think that. That's quite an inference that I don't want. I can tell you, hey, I have a bias or an affinity towards this person because my upbringing was like this, this, and this. What do you know about my upbringing? Yes, I do share some of that from time to time, but nobody is ever going to be more qualified to speak on my filters or my biases or my upbringing or my experiences or the type of people I've interacted with than me, ever. So yes, I take those things personally. When you have a very different opinion about the show than I have, I don't take that personally. If I tell you I think that Corey is playing a terrible game and he's going to be out in the next 3 weeks, and you tell me I think that he's playing the perfect floater game because he's staying under the radar, he's using America as a shield, blah, blah, blah. This is an actual debate that I've had. Okay, you think your way, I think my way. We both continue to watch the season with intrigue and see how everything plays out. We revisit it. I might say, hey, it looked like a bad strategy to me. But look at Corey in the top 3. You might say, I thought that Corey was playing an immaculate game and he's out right before jury. It's a game. I'm not that serious about the game. Now, the topic, I do want to say this. The specific topic that I was talking about this morning was much more serious to me than anything I usually talk about, and possibly with the exception of my videos about my dad passing, is probably underneath that the most serious thing that I've ever even addressed on my channel. So, yeah, I already came in there. It was a personal topic to me. It was potentially a triggering topic to me. And you add in personal things on top of that, yeah, the fuse is short. But I don't ever want anyone to think that they can't tell me something that they don't agree with on my channel. You can. That's pretty much like the Big Brother house. If you don't agree with the house, you get singled out and everyone will always come for you. And that's not the case for me. It is like the Big Brother house, but I want everyone to know that's not the case for me. You can agree with me, disagree with me. That's fine. Just don't make it personal and keep it respectful. Keep it respectful. That's the only thing I ask. Like I said, I respect everybody on my channel. If anyone ever feels disrespected by me on my channel, tell me. Reach out. I will personally and if necessary, even publicly apologize to you if that's the case. But like I said, I ask for the same respect that I give. I ask to receive that back. And that's not a request, it's a requirement. Now, I want to mention that person apologized, and I after spending a whole hour plus talking about the cancel culture and how people don't give people any other chances to explain themselves or to redeem themselves or whatever you want to say. I would be being a hypocrite if I did not accept that apology. I accepted that apology. There's no ban going forward. The rules will still remain the rules. But right now, there's no ban. There was, just a timeout. There's no ban going forward. But my rules are still going to be my rules going forward. It's toxic out there. It's hard to have conversations when people use personal attacks, and they say they feel attacked when I disagree with them. Yeah, yeah. Just keep it to what our topic is about. I feel like sometimes when people have a hard time really being able to debate a topic, that's when they throw in the personal jabs. Not just online, in person too. I definitely, sorry, I'm on my phone, so it's funny with me sometimes. I definitely respect this channel. I don't get why people just think you black people because they don't agree with your opinion. I remember last year I wasn't too hot on Taylor, but we had a debate. I don't remember that, but I believe you, Cameron, because you're an honest person. So I definitely believe you there. Oh yeah, I did put up a video about being pulled over for driving while black. Definitely. I don't think that I got really resistance about that because I felt like that was more of a cut and dry topic. Although I know there's people that could come in there and debate, but I'm glad they didn't because that was upsetting. That was something where I felt like I might not come home that night depending on how I respond to this. And an update on that DWB, right? The police officer gave me two bogus tickets that totaled over $500. I went to the I went to the court to contest the tickets. I explained everything, and they were like, "Okay, we're gonna remove the one for not presenting your license because you say you presented your license and we see that your license is current. We're going to keep the one about the headlights being out unless you have proof that you repaired them. And I'm like, the headlights were never out, so I didn't have to repair them. They were like, unless you have proof, um, it's the ticket stands. And I didn't realize that I was supposed to get out of the car that night so that I could walk around the car. It had never happened to me like that before, but walk around the car, take a video, and it has a timestamp so I can show that it was bogus. So they said, we're reducing it from $250 to 75. So I was like, oh, okay, well, even though that was never out, I'd rather pay 75 than 250 until I looked at the ticket and saw that the ticket was a jaywalking ticket that they switched it to. So I came back in and I was like, I was not jaywalking. And then the court officer was like, sir, you're paying less money than what you were going to pay initially when you came in here. You're not getting any points on your license. That's a win for you. I was like, what a win. I'm celebrating paying 75 bucks plus $25 administrative fees for a pullover for nothing. I wasn't speeding. I wasn't drinking and driving. I didn't have some kind of warrant out for my arrest. It was like, we got a quota to meet. Black men on the road. Let's send 4 to 6 squad cars over there for no reason. A friendly debate about it clearly wasn't serious. I always say this about the show. Yes, if we get a situation like the N word, we get a thing like Jared saying the R word, those kind of things, yeah, those are a little bit out of show. So I understand the debates getting really feisty about that. But like the kind that you're talking about, you saying like I'm not the biggest fan of Taylor, and at that time I was like a big Taylor fan. We go back and forth. It is what it is. I'll be harsh with this one. The reality is, people who do that are unable to outline their points in a moderately reasonable and sophisticated level. They're time wasters. I agree, though. I agree completely. Like when people can't articulate a point, they resort to personal jabs, even if they're not really personal. Because I always feel like you have to actually know me to be able to say personal things about me. So when I say personal, I don't mean it's true. I just mean you were attempting to give me a low blow, trying to kick me in the balls, for a lack of a better way to say it. They treat it like it's a deal. It's also about the principle. Yeah, they made up a new charge, and when I went in to complain about it, everyone was looking at me like, "Have you never experienced the system before?" I've been pulled over a few times before, but I think I got a couple of speeding tickets. Those were legit. I've gotten few DWBs before, but they usually were like, "Oh, we checked your license and we found everything was clean, so therefore we're gonna let you go." Like they were doing me a favor by not giving me a ticket. This is the first time that I got a ticket for a DWB, and I got 2 tickets. And the police officer, when I looked at the 2 tickets, I was like, "Sir, I gave you my license and my light is not out." The officer said to me, "Don't worry about it. Go to court. You're going to get at least one of those thrown out," and went back into his car and drove off. And I was like, the audacity of this guy. Sheesh. The thing is, you could probably sue, but that would be wasting exactly, because it's not a big enough amount of money for the suing to be worth it. It would take a long time, and I would probably pay more in fees that I'd have to pay to file the paperwork than what I would get out of the lawsuit, most likely. That's true, BB Rewind, about the personal attacks. Yeah, so just to summarize again, especially for anyone who's new to my channel, I don't block or ban people for having different opinions from me. That's ludicrous. That's ridiculous. Everybody on this channel has different opinions, even the ones who like me the most, even the ones who support me the most. They all have different opinions from me at times. Even everyone on here, everybody who was commenting on here was on my other page. And each and every one of us have had disagreements, arguments. Have I ever threatened to block any of you? Never. I have never threatened to block any of you. And actually, because of the rapport that we have, because you guys have been here for a while, even if you said something that personally offended me, I probably would address it with you offline. I would be like, please send me a message, send me an email, Instagram, however you contact me, please contact me there so we can discuss this on a personal level. Because once people build a rapport with me over time, I'm more willing to salvage whatever's happening. If you're like a long-term contributing member and we have a disagreement, I'm not going to block you right away. It would have to be something very significant for me to give you the zero tolerance policy. This was the first time I've ever done that specific thing. And that person's not even blocked. They are able to come back unless it happens again. I swear if I was wealthy enough, I'd fight that stuff. I know, right? You fight it, not even for the money aspect, but just to be able to have it on that person's record that they lost this lawsuit. You want to play with people's livelihoods, you're going to get sued. Exactly. Sometimes you do things to send a message. It did, but I'm not repeating it. It is on my earlier video that I made this morning at about 8:30 in the morning. It's there in its entirety. I did not delete or edit it. It's there in full for anyone who wants full context of what I'm talking about. Yeah, and my page is a community/family. My page is that. So if somebody said something like that about one of my contributing members, I would feel the same way. And I would defend them in the exact same way that I defended myself. Period. I'm not with people who want to come in and just throw comments in there randomly and be agents of chaos. Yeah, basically, but I'm okay. It's okay now. I was a little bit heated at that time. Yeah, that's the video I'm talking about. I was a little bit heated at that time. Not over the top, but yes, I was upset. I was definitely upset. I'm not upset anymore. You know, it's cleared up and it's over with. And even if it hadn't been cleared up, that was just in the heat of the moment. You know, like it's a triggering thing to have said to me specifically of all people, because I'm part of multiple disadvantaged groups. So to tell me that I don't care or I haven't experienced people with disabilities, it's no, that's a no. You can't say that. I've always admired this community that Mark built. It's the reason I watched earlier. A second video of his when I first found him, open-minded, level-headed, fair, encourage positivity, and always objective. Thank you. And actually, you guys remember yesterday, or whatever day, yesterday or the day before, I was going in on Jared. The things I think about Jared, I still think about Jared. Two things can be true at the same time. I can think that Jared is getting an extra harsh response due to being a black man. And I can think that a lot of the things that he's doing are not right at the same time. It's not mutually exclusive. I might read one or two more of these comments and then I have to bounce. I'm trying to put your comment up, Basketball Rewind, but it's not letting me, so I'll just read it. Something happened to me recently where someone made a personal attack because I didn't agree with them, saying I didn't agree with them. They went to saying I don't humanize people. Sometimes you got to just cut out nonsense. As it being the internet actually goes even more because race into race demeaning as well. All right, this is my last comment because I have to go end my phone's at 3%. I don't get why they came here and say you don't care because you didn't really feel offended on what Jared's exactly, because just like Lisa said, I never said that I wasn't offended by what Jared said. That was never even what I said. If that was what I said, maybe you'd have a debate point, but that is not even what I said at all. A lot of other channels agree with the majority opinion. Ain't that a fact? And I'm just going to drop the mic by saying I'm not one of them. Now, that's cleared up. And now we can return to Big Brother conversation. I will be back today. I'm sure the house guests are probably up by now. Now is like their wake up call. And I'll be back here. And thank y'all for tuning in. We will talk again soon.